The Red Bull driver lineup is at the center of intense speculation after another underwhelming performance from Lawson. With the Kiwi driver failing to deliver in the first two races of the season, the team is now under immense pressure to make a crucial decision. Should Red Bull replace Lawson with Yuki Tsunoda, or is the real issue the RB21 itself? Even Max Verstappen has weighed in on the matter, suggesting that the team might be focusing on the wrong problem. If Red Bull does opt for a swap, will Tsunoda be the right choice? And what does this mean for the future of both drivers? The hottest topic in the Formula One world right now is the uncertainty surrounding Red Bull's second seat. The team finds itself in a difficult situation with Lawson, who has struggled in both qualifying and race performances. His failure to score points in China, even with 3 disqualifications ahead of him, has only increased the pressure. Meanwhile, Tsunoda has been putting in strong performances, particularly on Saturdays, though his overall points tally has been impacted by poor team strategies. However, Max Verstappen has set an exceptionally high benchmark. The RB21 is proving to be a difficult machine to tame, and Verstappen himself has admitted that the car is highly sensitive. This makes it even more challenging for any driver stepping into that second seat. Speaking on the situation, Verstappen explained, "If you look at the difference between the two drivers at other teams, they are all much closer together. It also shows that our car is extremely tough to handle. I think if you put Liam in the Racing Bulls car, he will go faster. That car is easier to drive than ours. Last year, I didn't think the difference between him and Tsunoda was that big. Otherwise, the team wouldn't have made the choice to put him in Red Bull either." Verstappen's comments highlight a major concern. Perhaps the real issue isn't the driver, but rather the car itself. This sentiment is echoed by Christian Horner, who shed light on why Verstappen is able to extract more performance from the RB21 despite its difficulties. Max is quite specific in what he wants from a car to make it fast, which is generally a very sharp front end. Of course, the consequence of that is an unsettled rear, making it extremely difficult for other drivers to adapt. Max excels in this setup, but for others, it can be incredibly challenging. Despite these concerns, Red Bull appears to be leaning towards a driver swap, and Tsunoda seems to be the most likely candidate. However, even he might struggle to handle the RB21's unpredictable nature. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson is fighting to defend his position. Responding to speculation that Tsunoda deserves his seat, Lawson did not hold back. "You can't feel sympathy in this sport. If I look back over our career, I was teammates with him in F3 and I beat him. In Euroformula, I beat him. In New Zealand, I beat him. And in F1 last season, I was competitive against him. If I consider all the times he was promoted ahead of me in the past, then no, I don't believe he deserves this promotion. He's had his time, now it's my time." Adding another twist to the story, Red Bull is now showing renewed interest in Isaac Hajjar. Helmut Marko, who previously criticized Hajjar for his emotional reaction after his Melbourne crash, has since changed his stance after the rookie's impressive recovery in China. Isaac Hajjar, who has never driven on this track before, is setting incredible times in only his second race, making no mistakes. Yuki is right behind him, but Yuki is in his 5th season. What Hajjar has shown so far is absolutely fascinating. His performance in Australia was also sensational until the accident. It happens to others too. This suggests that Red Bull is keeping multiple options open and may not be entirely convinced that Tsunoda is the best solution either. Furthermore, Tsunoda's recent statement that he is 100% ready to step into the Red Bull seat as early as Japan only adds fuel to the fire. However, immediately after making this statement, he was pulled aside by a Racing Bulls PR representative, indicating that the situation is more delicate than it appears. With all this uncertainty, Red Bull must tread carefully. A rushed decision could backfire, particularly if the issue lies more with the car than the driver. Tsunoda's strong performances in the Racing Bulls car do not guarantee success in Red Bull machinery, as the RB21 is an entirely different beast. The reality is, if Red Bull does promote Tsunoda and he fails to meet expectations, his F1 career could be in serious jeopardy. Similarly, if Lawson is demoted to Racing Bulls, his chances of making a comeback to Red Bull could be slim. And with other young talents like Arvid Lindblad waiting in the wings, the stakes are higher than ever. With all these factors at play, Red Bull has a major decision to make. Should they stick with Lawson and focus on fixing the car, or is Tsunoda truly the answer? Could Isaac Hager be a dark horse candidate for the seat? And more importantly, is Red Bull's second seat turning into a curse rather than a blessing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on the latest F1 drama, make sure to check out the video appearing on your screen right now.